everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I'm going to do a hero guide on one of my new favorite heroes I'm really using a lot, Ihuicatl. So we're going to start off talking about her value in something here like Frost Domain. She's just a queen for it and makes it so much easier. So she is our epic little lizard here going through. She has the dispel of shields, but there's more to her kit than that. We're going to go over her whole kit here. But while I'm here, I'm going to showcase her value. So when it comes to the Frost Domain, the boss puts up a big old shield, right? Let's get there and I'll show you what I mean. And well, she has the dispel of a shield on her battle skill. So it's actually pretty easy to make her come back to it quickly. So we got 6, 6, 6. So you can time someone with an ultimate like Shook, but you don't even need to because she's so good. So watch. Big giant shields. And then we're gonna wait for a few seconds for her battle skill. Oh, there it goes. Shield's gone. Shield's gone. That was her doing her job. So everyone else can smash and worry less about the shield. The timing's not perfect, of course. You can use someone like Shook or someone that has it on their ultimate and try to time, but you have to get them at the right timing, ideally under 18 seconds. And well, it's a lot easier just to make her go often, and look at gone already, gone again. With her battle skill, just using something like the candle as an artifact. So that's what I have on her right now. I should have 2 sets of skill haste as well, just to make it come back even faster. But I got some new gear, so I tried to beef up her enlightenment for sake of healing. She's actually doing an extra job. Boom, look at the shield went up and then it instantly was gone again. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I just realized I have my wrong recording screen that chops off the top a tiny bit, but you can still see it. Let's watch it again. So this is just showing her value. No timings needed. Boss puts up a shield. She says, nope, goodbye shield, instantly. That's where she shines. It makes this battle a lot easier. This is a long battle. And if you don't break the shield, it's really, really frustrating. Because she'll put this entangled debuff on your allies, and then you're sitting there crowd controlled, and it takes even longer. And plus, yeah, all that damage you're doing, you have to break through the shield first, and then start breaking down the boss's damage, and you're more than likely going to time out. So I'm really loving her here. She makes this a pretty reliable run. So keep in mind, I am in Season 2 as I'm recording this, so the synergy for Season 2 is poison and lightning, right? Yeah, poison and lightning. I am using Garius as a tank. They're not all synergized. And yes, I am using a big ol' DPS in Theraval. But look at Sigrid. Sigrid the Rare is doing just as much damage as Theraval, the legendary. So really, it's just use your best DPS that can synergize with this. And this guide does, and this discussion is going to be for Season 1 or Season 2, and probably any of the future seasons, as long as they don't dramatically change the Frost Domain. We're also going to take a look at Grave of Curse. All right, so let's pause and stop and go look at her. Yeah, so this is the team I was using to farm, but really it's just, I don't need Ogok. I don't need the Theraval as far as legendaries go. I'm just using my best teams because that's who I have built right now on Season 2, and it's a lot more limited. But you can absolutely use her with the other synergy in Season 1. In Season 1, Radiant and Lightning are together, which again makes for great synergy with a lot of heroes. There's a lot of great radiant damage dealers, the rally units that could be doing the main DPS, or there's other lightning units that you could be using alongside, other Dauntless or Yola, who can be your decrease attack as well. But I really, really love this battle and synergy with Ihuicatl. So before we go into the cursed fight, let's go take a look. I kind of started with a fight. We're gonna go look at her and then we're gonna go back. I do have her in a legendary set right now for the enlightenment, honestly, but I should put this crit rate glove on someone else. She's not doing any damage. Really, I should just have her be surviving. So like it's a bit overkill. So I think before, what did I have? before I had like an HP. Like an HP percentage glove or something. Probably one of these other ones I maybe got rid of already. I don't even know. But yeah, she needs enlightenment for her kit, which is why I went with that one. I was like, oh, maybe she'll do some damage too. She's not really doing any damage, so it's a waste. But I do have her fully skilled, but she is really cheap to skill. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Typical, normal, I guess normal to skill, I should say, 8. So she, on her battle skill, she does attack damage and then removes the shield and has a 100% chance of dispelling a buff from them as well. So if the enemy has buffs and a shield, even better, she's going to take care of that as long as you bring in the right amount of accuracy. So my accuracy was a little low for that fight, which is why I was actually using a consumable at the time. So she needs higher for that final fight. But that was Frost Domain 5 here, only very early on in our journey with Season 2. So she's a solid candidate for farming either Season 1 or, again, Season 1 or Season 2, Frost Domain 5, to help out with that shield. She also brings defense up to all allies and heals all allies by her enlightenment and the target's max HP. So nice big heal with her ultimate that's really helpful. And then her battles are passive. When an ally casts an ultimate, she grants a shield to them. Every time an ally casts an ultimate, she's given them a little shield. Again, based on enlightenment. So we really want to go enlightenment heavy with this character. She does bring a defense in all battles aura as well. But I really, really love her. I think the best way to build her, I guess, set-wise would be... Let's take a look at the sets. So you're probably going to want to go early on. You're going to want to go like skill haste type stuff. So you're probably going to put Goblin Brawler on her. And Assassin Technique. The ones like the Enlightenment set and the skill haste sets with attack is probably going to be the way to go. But for the sake of survivability, if you have any issues, if she's one of your lower levels, like she is for me only an 80 compared to most everyone else being like level 90, you just give her an HP percentage glove or defense percentage glove and then like an accuracy chest and she's good to go. You really don't need to worry about damage on her. It's just a coincidence that I happen to go that route. But this is the reason, because I got this really nice accuracy chest in the Enlightenment set. So I was like, you know, let's just complete it and maybe we'll do a tiny bit of extra damage. But again, totally not worth it. When it comes to these other pieces, this is a great one too. Set-wise, the Blessings, what is it? Blessing set. Skill haste and HP. Again, just helping keep her alive, plus more skill haste to come back to her battle skill as much as possible. Keep in mind here, like when we, let's see if we get off that, when we click here, skill haste reduces the cooldown time of battle skills and ultimate skills. So the more skill haste, the better for someone like her. But it's, for me, I really prefer the Ancestor's Candle, even though we need accuracy, not resistance, ideally. But this gives her a quicker recharge time on her battle skill specifically. So you could put that on her, or if you don't, if you have the candle on someone else or you never leveled up the candle and you got lucky and you got the big old hourglass, this can go on her as well. But personally, I prefer to stick to this on her because she so specifically needs her battle skill, and then be able to put this on whoever your main extra supports are along the way. But again, don't be blinded by who I was using as legendaries with Ogok and Theraval beside her. That's kind of not the point. The point is just showing her role to dispel the shield with whoever the hell your DPS and support units are alongside her. So the other place that we really need to deal with shields is the Grave of Curse. So let's bring her in there. I think my team right now actually does not have her in that. So the boss here puts up a shield based on the damage that's dealt. So one little tip here with Grave of Curse is before, you can set your timings, before the boss does that skill, you're going to want to have shields on your heroes. Because when you have a shield and the boss hits you with a shield, that's less damage that's actually being dealt because it doesn't count the damage to the shield. So if you go ahead and you put a big old shield like from Garius and Gatekeeper, or an amazing other shield hero like Adolphus or something, puts a shield on everybody, before the boss does this skill, then you're going to be really well set up to not have to worry about taking off the shield as much. But it doesn't mean you can't do both. It doesn't mean you can't do both. So I'm going to go ahead in here and adjust my team. For Grave of Curse with her in it, I have some old gear on people, so this might take a little bit of regearing, but let's have a little fun. Alright, I'm going to bring almost the same team in, but we're bringing in Vorash. I didn't set timers up yet because it's a little different than what I was using, but you can time things to make sure that, like, your oops, shoot. As I try to stop Garius in time and failed, you could delay Garius to make sure he's putting up his shield before the boss is about to use his ultimate, because then we still have some on them. See, boom. Look how tiny that shield was. It was like it was obsolete because of Garius's shield. I'm going to make Garius not put up a shield for the sake of this to try to showcase Ihuicatl. I have Gatekeeper on Garius. That's why he's putting up shields. So let's let the boss do a nice big hit. Let's see. They have a little shield. Oh, they killed people. That does not help. But same thing. Our girl here is going to deal with that shield. Boom. There it goes. So you can really see the value, though. You need good survivability in this boss fight. This is a really hard boss fight. Grave of Curse in Season 2 got harder for sure. I mean, they changed all the bosses, so I think when it comes to, like, the regular Season 1, your Grave of Curse is going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be a little bit easier than this is now. He also decreases our max HP. I think that's the part of the issue. But if you have someone that's putting up a shield and you have someone that's ready to get rid of shields, you're going to have all your bases covered. Although, see, again, it's so small, the shield that's being put up, we don't really need Ihuicatl in this fight. But I also understand that a lot of people don't have Garius in Gatekeeper, or an Adolphus, or Gladros built, or whoever else may have a shield that you want to try to mitigate damage dealt with. So having Ihuicatl around is going to be a huge help to plan to take care of the boss's giant shield that goes up. This battle is a little bit longer, though, so I can suggest that because this one, I mean, actually, they're both the 18 seconds. So you could time a Shook as well, or there's a couple others that have dispel shields. So you could time their ultimate to go right after the boss does their skill. You could time their ultimate. But with her having such a quick battle skill and just trying to build her with skill haste, you kind of don't need to worry about the ultimate timing. You just let her go. You just kind of let her go. This actually seems pretty great. I have full auto. I don't even have timing set for the shields or for Vorash. It's just a hot mess of stuff happening. But ideally, like in this team, we want Vorash to go with his ultimate right before the boss is going to do this skill. Sometime before. It could be like for quite like up to like what, 5 seconds before at least. Or is it 10 seconds his buff is for? But yeah. It doesn't even have to be perfect and it's still pretty reliable. This just shows you how good Garius is as well. But you don't need Garius, you don't need Theraval. Again, this is just my team example where I'm using Ihuicatl based on Season 2 synergies, which is Lightning and Poison. But I still have Vorash in here because he's so needed for the block buffs and block debuffs. Or a dispel of buff. Sorry, block buffs or dispel of a buff. But she makes it even easier. I know she's not doing any damage. That's not her job, really. But she's helping to heal your team. She's putting up an increased defense buff to keep everyone alive. You see how big those hits are? It hits hard. So I think she has even extra value that I want to give her credit for just because of that increased defense buff that she just did right now. That's helping to keep the team alive. Increasing the defense for Garius is making him heal more often. She's just a really, really solid hero that I think is probably one who's a little bit under the radar. So if you're looking for heroes that can do that, she is a really great example. If you don't have Ihuicatl, I'm guessing you're not watching this video because you might not care. But unfortunately, when it comes to like that support stuff, we can't sort by instance yet. Like, so if you're looking who dispels shields, you can't just easily find that here. So you kind of have to look. But Shook is the other example that does it on his ultimate. dispels all shields and then places attack penalty. Has recharging speed penalty as well. So the only thing with him is he could be tricky to time because the recharging speed penalty affects your timings, blah, blah, blah. It makes it a little more complicated. But you can absolutely use Shook in that role as well. I just think Ihuicatl, coming back to it on the battle skill so often, plus bringing a heal and increased defense buff, is a bit stronger for the content we need her for. Especially Grave of Curse. That boss just hits so hard, and I think the value of this ultimate on top of her dispelling a shield is really, really good. So, great hero, and at the end of the day, it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty easy to figure out how to build her. You're gonna go Enlightenment and Survivability because her attack is not great for the battle skill. It's really not that important. And then you're gonna be looking for anything to give her skill haste. So that's kind of her priorities. Enlightenment, skill haste, accuracy to land the dispel. Don't forget that just because there are no red things here, debuffs, you do need accuracy to dispel a shield, remove a shield, and dispel a buff. That does need accuracy. So final tip of the day, and again, keep in mind my video was made in Season 2 with this synergy, but in Season 1, it's Lightning and Radiant together, so you can mix and match however you need and use what you got. But yeah, you don't need to have a 5-man synergy for everything, as you can tell. Still works pretty solid, but loving her right now, and I'm really, really happy to be using her. Let me know in the comments below, have you guys found value in this lovely hero? Or is there someone else you prefer to use instead for the same role? Well, alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.